Hey, Shalom Saints, this is Brother Mitchell, down here in Houston, Texas with Straightway. And I got Brother Josh down here with me. He came down for the tail end of Sukkot. We wasn't fortunate enough to make it up there to Straightway this time around, but just wanted to come on real quick and just let you guys know, if you're in the Texas area, maybe in the Houston area, or up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, just to kind of fill you guys in on some of the things that we would expect for a new saint when they come around us. Many people come from many different backgrounds, have a lot of different teachings in them, doctrines in them. We're not looking to be taught. I'll just be honest with you. I'm not. We have teachers, we got elders, we got pastors in this ministry of Straightway. And if you listen to Pastor Dow's videos whatsoever at all, if you've been following Straightway for any length of time, you already know what we believe. You already know what the ministry is about. And I'm pretty much getting to the point where, if you ain't at least been listening for 3 months, solid. And I'm not just talking about the YouTube videos. We get a lot of people who, we listening to the YouTube video. You listen to the scripture studies? No. You listen to the Shabbat services? No. You been listening to the blog talks? No. I didn't even know they existed. And so these are things we want people that are heavily involved. We don't want the people who just want to be associated with us, because they bring down the spirit in the house. They bring down the spirit in the tabernacle when we come together and we congregate. They really do, and we really don't want that. We want people that are like-minded, that think like us. Is what we do. A tribe, they think alike. They function the same. They act the same way. They have the same goals in mind. They have the same desires in mind. And we're a group of people that want to worship the Father in spirit and truth. We aspire to be set apart, to be sanctified. That's what our whole goal is. That's what our whole purpose is. We just want to follow Yah to the best of our ability, and we don't want nothing hindering that. And so if you're out there and you're in one of our areas and you plan to come and associate with us or dwell with us, or I don't know if y'all can hear me over that, but I'm gonna try to talk a little louder. But if you plan on associating with us or coming into contact with us, and you want to come be part of the fellowship, first of all, you need to make yourself known. And the reason being is, if I know that you don't have a fear of making yourself known, more likely you might just be a serious saint. You might be a serious brother. You might be a serious sister. And a lot of times we hear a lot from these women, especially if they're married. I like hearing from the men, especially if he's listening too. I mean, I can understand if he ain't listening or something like that. But if you married and you got a husband, y'all both are listening, I want to hear from your husband. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to talk to you whatsoever at all. But you got to come with a teachable spirit, wanting to be a part of something. If you got it all figured out, and you follow GLCC and you couldn't hang on, you was following GMS and they preached something or taught something and you couldn't get with it. If you were with Israel United in Christ, any of these groups, if you were any of them and you already got your preconceived notions, or you were with some messianic camp and you already got conjured up in your mind all the doctrines that you hold so near and dear to your heart, and you ain't gonna come here and make us change one bit. We're gonna follow that word to the best of our ability, what we're gonna do. And you need to come and get with the program. And that's all I gotta say concerning that. You gotta get with the program when you come here. We're not gonna sit here and change anything that we do in order to appease you in any shape, fashion, or form. Ethan, watch out. Go back that way. Walk the opposite direction, brother. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, you come from these other camps, man, doing that. I mean, you already got figured out. Why come here? Yeah. Why come here and mess up what we got going on? Man, if you're a person that is growing in faith and knowledge, and you're seeking, and you're aspiring to know truth, you know what I mean? Feel free. Come on. Did I hold a lot of opinions concerning doctrine? Yeah, I did before I came to Straightway. But one thing that this ministry has that no other ministry ever had, and that I was drawn to, is, they were trying to come together. Every man has what they have a need of. we see the signs working in them, you know, being spiritually delivered, you know what I mean? And I was a man, you know, or what you would call a man. I was a boy. But actually being made whole spiritually was what I was missing in my life. And there was a void there. And when I came to this ministry, they helped me see clearly, if I could say that. It was Yada who did the leading, if you know what I mean, but he used vessels. And Pastor is definitely a willing vessel. Pastor Dow I'm talking about is a willing vessel is what he is. He really is, and he's a servant of Yah. And he's the greatest servant of us all. He really is. In the ministry, I'm going to say that. Because I can only speak for what I see in the ministry. And the man is very humble. He really is. He's very long-suffering, too. That's something I learned about him even more so as the years have gone on. He's very long-suffering, and he's grown. He's grown a lot. I could even see it. You know, since the years I've been around. We met in 2011 at GOTS. And from that time, he's grown immensely. He really has. So if you plan to come here, look, I'm not responsible for your situations that you put yourself in. You know, if you have burdens holding you down, if you jacked up spiritually, it's not my job to make sure that you get delivered. It's up to you. All we can do is be a messenger of information. That's it. We can only help you see yourself. That's all we can do. We can just we just help you. Only you know. It's kind of like we had a brother recently, and he wanted to get free of some things. Well, guess what? He had to step up to the plate and say, hey, man, this is what I got going on. Yeah. Hey, Pastor, I was preaching this and that or whatever the case may be. Or, man, brother, you was up there talking and, man, I got pricked. Maybe that's the area you need to look into. You know, maybe that's the area that you need to really discern yourself in. But we're not responsible for all your hiccups in life. We're not responsible to just take on your burden, get you out of debt, move you into our homes. That's not what it's all about. Oh, you a saint, come on in. No, you know, this ain't churching. You can't come around here churching. You see what I'm saying? And I talked to the brethren these past few days about churching. You can't come to this ministry churching. And what I mean by churching is when people come to this ministry, you are a part of the ministry, is what we expect. We expect for you to be more so involved. You ain't just going to show up at my home where we keep fellowship. You're not just going to show up at this brother's home where fellowship is. And we still got reservations about you. You know, we're not going to be churching. You know, I don't know where you can go to a church building and you walk in the door, and when you was in Christianity, oh, you a Christian? I'm a Christian too, brother. And you hugging and kissing and everything else. And, you know, they just freely accept you to be a part of their assembly. No, we ain't going to do that. You know, I need to talk to you. I need to speak to you. You know what I'm saying? I need to come and sit down and have dinner with you. You know, I need to come down and have a drink with you. I need to figure out who you are. You need to know who I am. You need to check me out just as much as I need to check you out. But, you know, we have families. You know, we have wives, we have children. And we're not just going to let any man, especially, just come on over to our house. You know, on Shabbat is a tabernacle. You know what I'm saying? But 6 days a week, it's our home. It's where we dwell. It's where our wives lay their head and our children sleep. If you know what I mean. So we're just not going to allow just anybody to come on in. So we ain't going to be doing no churching, if I can say that. And, you know, this thing is spiritual. You discern spiritually what someone has going on. Is what you do. And when I meet people, you know, I know you by your fruit, and I know a lot about you, about what you say and what you don't say. I'll give you a good example. We got a brother, 25. Well, I ain't gonna say, I can't even call him a brother, but we got a boy. I'm gonna call him that. He don't got a job. He wanted to come be a part of this fellowship, and the number one thing he was asking about is a wife. He wanted a wife, but he ain't working. He living at home with his mama, and you ain't got no ride. But yeah, you talking to me. You seeing in our videos, we've got some single sisters. No, you can't have them. Ain't no way in hell you listening to Pastor as for the longest he said he would listen to. All this past 2 years. Ain't no way. With the marriage videos he's been putting out and the teachers that he's been bringing forth, ain't no way. You got to be able to provide. You know what I'm saying? You're not even in a place where you can even take on such a responsibility, if you know what I mean. But these are the type of examples that we get, or we get old men, you know, that try to come to this thing, and, you know, they know it all already. They didn't, 20 years ago they did this. 30 years ago they did that. Well, damn, where's your community at, man? I mean, god dang, you know, where's your ministry at? You know what I mean? You run your mouth so damn much, but there ain't no action. You know, you got young men like myself, we couldn't learn from that. You know? We hear a whole bunch of talking, man, we didn't see no action. There's one thing I can say about Pastor, though, there was action. He's a doer. Amen. You know what I'm saying? You know, let me tell you something. A lot of these teachers I used to listen to before pastor, they talked a lot. They did a lot of booking. You know, and what I mean by booking is they went to a whole bunch of books and they brought forth a whole bunch of knowledge pertaining to what they could study, right? And then when I came across pastor, I was pretty pissed off whenever I heard the truth part 1, truth part 2, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And this is about, man, I was selfish. I was a selfish young man. Didn't realize it, didn't know it at the time, but his preaching, the anointing was on him that Yah gave, which convicted my heart, which pricked me, if I could say that. And it caused a change in me, is what it did. And I had to learn not to be selfish, if you know what I'm saying. So this was a difference. He was a doer. I seen he was practicing what he was preaching. All these other people, man, they preaching, but what they doing? You know, half of you people, you know, you try to tease somebody like Pastor because he out in the country, and you know, they said Esau, you know, white man, right? And so they said, oh, you know, Esau, you know, he hunted wild game, I guess, yo, and Jacob was in the house, right? And so what they say is, oh, you know, Esau sound like white man to me. No, enjoy hunting, you know, for fun and this and that. No, Pastor just know how to survive. Well, guess what? Our people were shepherd people. How many of y'all black folks out there know how to shepherd goats or cows or raise sheep? You see what I'm saying? Or deal with chicken. Can you butcher a chicken? Can you gut a deer? You know what I'm saying? Can you even dwell outside in a tent? Half these folks in cities, they ain't dwelling in no booths or tents for tabernacles. For Sukkot, they ain't outside. Sure, they gotta have that AC. They gotta have their light. You know what I'm saying? They gotta have their heat in the city. You know? So, once again, this ministry is a ministry of doers. And that's what I see. You know what I mean? So anyway, so if you plan on coming, I probably left a few things out. I don't know. But I can't. Did I leave anything out, you think?
I don't think so. Maybe not for this video.
Okay, maybe not for this video. But man, no, seriously, I've been meaning to talk about this for quite a while, but you know, we got enough elders and pastors in the ministry. You know, I'm not too concerned about getting in front of a camera talking to y'all, but this is pertaining to y'all coming here. This is pertaining to y'all going up there. And let me tell you something. There's no doubt about the brothers that are here with me in Houston. There's no doubt. I know that they're with me. You know, I look at some of the other assemblies and some of the things that some of these I'm gonna say something else, but some of these cats be saying, and man, you'd be hard pressed to have a type of attitude like that be a part of this assembly over here in Houston. You really would be, because we're gonna praise our ass off. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna lift up the Father. We're gonna hold you accountable. We have men's meetings. Don't we get pretty real in those meetings?
Very real.
Every Shabbat.
Very real.
Every Shabbat we had these meetings. We get very real. We get in your business because we brothers. We're supposed to hold each other accountable. You're going to be very uncomfortable if you come here thinking that you're just going to just fit in. It ain't going to be that easy. So, anyway, you got anything you want to say, brother?
Damn, brother, I think you hit on it, but
I don't think they can hear you.
I think you hit on everything, but you know, we're doers, not just running our mouth and saying we're about something and not backing it up by action. This is really a ministry for men, not boys. If you're a boy, just stay home.
Yep.
Stay home, play with your toys.
Yep.
This is about being a man, and I love Pastor Dow. He shows us how to be a man, and that's something we really need in this society, because America ain't going to show you how to be a man. Your dad, your father, is not going to show you how to be a man. There's very few examples of men. And I think that's all I got, bro.
All right, hallelujah. Hey, well, bless you guys. Hopefully this wasn't too long. Hey, but shalom.